Well, good morning, everyone. This is just a little intro video describing a new initiative that we're going to be doing as a church throughout the month of May. But I'm sure most of you who attend regularly or have been tuning in regularly know that over the month of April, we've been having 30 days of prayer as a church, and we've been seeking the Lord and asking Him just to speak to us, to bless us as a church, and we've just been seeking His face in prayer over the month of April. And in light of that, then, as we come into May, we're as a church going to have a new initiative where we're going to endeavour to go deeper into God's Word together. And we've called this Grasping Galatians. We're going to take the New Testament book of Galatians and we're going to read through and study it as a church over the month of May. Basically, once a week, I'm asking each of us to spend a little bit of time aside and to spend some time studying the book of Galatians together in our own personal quiet times or in small groups. You know, we're in lockdown at the minute still, and we don't know how much longer this will last. But what we're really conscious of as a leadership in the church is that we don't waste our lockdown, but that we make the most of it in seeking the Lord. And so that's what we want to do in the month of May. As in April, we've sought the Lord in prayer. In the month of May as a church, we want to really get into His Word to supplement our services on a Wednesday and on a Sunday. So what we have put together with the aid of Gillian is a little booklet called Grasping Galatians. It'll be separated into 5 sections, weeks 1 to 5. And what we're asking the congregation to do is once a week, just spend an hour or so aside reading through the passage, looking at the questions and trying to answer them as we study the Bible. Not just read it, but study it and get to grips with what it is saying to us. Along with the questions, then, there'll also be a number of resources, depending on what stage you're at in your Christian faith, depending on what time restraints you have with maybe a young family or a bit more time to yourself, or whether you're still working or not. There's various levels of resources there that you can look up online or you can get in books. And you can just study deeper into these passages to get the grips of what Galatians is really saying. So each week there'll be those different resources there that you can work through and you can see. And not only that, but then also at the end of each week there'll be a couple of hymns that you can maybe look up on YouTube, or if you're musical, play or sing as a family. And they're hymns just based on what we've been looking at that week in Galatians. So I really want to encourage you just to not waste your lockdown in May, but let's as a church get to grips with this book of Galatians. Let's go deeper into God's Word. And I don't want this just to be an individual thing. I think it'd be a wonderful thing if couples in the church could be studying Galatians together, if families in the church could be studying Galatians together. And as well as that, it'd be great if you could partner up or buddy up with someone of the same gender in the church. And just once a week after you've had your study in Galatians, you Skype each other or you Zoom each other, or you just pick up the phone if you don't know how to do those things, and you just talk through what you've learned, maybe go through the questions together, pray for each other, and we can be teaching each other and learning off each other as we work through the book of Galatians. If you're too shy to do that, if you want to get in touch with the elders, we'll try and partner you up with someone, or you can even get together in a little group over Zoom or over Skype with 3 or 4 of you once a week and just discuss those passages together, and let's grow together as a church as we look at Galatians. Galatians is a wonderful book, just bringing us back to what the gospel is and how it applies to every area of our Christian lives and how we live for the Lord as a church. So be praying for this initiative, get involved in this initiative, and let's read Galatians together. Let's grasp Galatians. Let's not waste our lockdown, but let's get deeper into God's Word. So until Sunday, stay safe, stay faithful, and I'll see you then.